right, we are back for more. I know y'all are so excited, right? Okay, this is Unit 2, Section 2 homework, evaluating functions. So, I will just do, this is the first page, 1 through 8. So let's just start with number 1. I have a function right here, and it gives me a table I have to finish. Oh, and of course it might help to read the directions. Given each function and domain, remember domain is x, find the range values, or y. Okay, so as we can see on the table, we have x values, we just need to find the y values. Okay, so there are two ways to do, well, yeah, there's two ways at least to do this. There's a longer way and a shorter way. I'm going to show you the longer way first and the shorter way second, and then I'm just going to do the shorter way for all of these, because if you can do it the shorter way, why not? Alright, so this first one, oh my gosh, hold on. Alright, so the long way you can do this is, I'm going to write it out just so you can see what I'm doing. I want to plug in each of these x values into this equation for x. So for example, this y would equal x, or -5 plus 4. This y would equal x, or -4 plus 4. Okay, so here's what I'm doing. I'm doing equals x plus 4. Okay, maybe that helps if you write it above. So I'm just replacing my x with my numbers that I have for x. So the plus 4 doesn't change. I just replace x with each number. So this y is -2 plus 4. And this last y is 0 plus 4. Okay? Then all you do is go and add all these up, right? So we have -5 plus 4, -1, -4 plus 4, 0, -2 plus 4, 2, and 0 plus 4 is 4. And that's it. Once we have our y values, that's our range that it's asking for. We don't have to do anything else. All right. So number 2, now I will show you the other way. If you have a calculator, if not, you're just going to have to write it out every time. But why not show you how to do it in here? So I have a function again, right? I have 4 domain values, or x. I want to find the range, or the y. So instead of writing out each one, which I can do, it still works, on my calculator I can go to y equals, which is in the top left corner, and I'm going to type this exact equation. You don't need y equals, it's already there as y equals, right? So I go from there. So for fractions, you do alpha y equals enter. So you get a fraction. So I have 3 over 4 x minus 2. Okay, so my equation here should match this one on the paper. This should be the exact same thing. Okay, once I have that, I can hit second, which is the blue button, and graph in the top right. And it gives me, look, it gives me a table, looks just like this one. Now I can go up or down, and I can find these x values right here, and then write in the y value that it shows me on the calculator. Okay? So my first one, x is -4. So I go over here, there's x is -4. My answer is -5. Look at that. That's pretty easy, I hope. Okay, my next one, x is 0. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to go down to where x is 0, and then I have -2. Okay, and I go find x is 4, so I can't see it. I'm just going to keep going down till I get there. My y is 1. And then last one is x is 8, so I go over here. So once I have 8 here, my y is 4. And then I'm done. So if you have a calculator, do y equals second graph, And if you want to write that at the top of your page or in your notes, you can if you haven't already. And that's an easy way to fill out a table. Or find y if you have a bunch of x's that you got to figure out. Okay, number 3. This one's actually fairly simple, so I'm not even going to bother with the calculator. I would just say the calculator might be more for your complicated ones or your fractions, stuff like that. So on this one, I have equals 3x. Okay, so then all of these y values that I need equals 3 times my x value. So I'm going to write 3 parentheses for each one of these because that's where x goes. Now, I always put x in parentheses just to kind of show that it's replaced, like x is replaced with a number. You don't have to, but for me, it's easier to show. That's what I did. So that's just how I do it. So if you want to do the 3 dot and then each number, that's fine. I just like to use parentheses. It just represents the substitution of a number into x. All right, so now I replace each of my x with each number. So I have, I'm just going to copy these down, -2, -1, 0, and 1. Okay. So now all I do is just multiply all of these and write my answers here. So 3 times -2, -6, 3 times -1, -3, anything times 0, 0. 3 times 1 is 3. So as you can see, sometimes it's really not that bad, and it might even be faster just to do that. Okay, versus going in the calculator, scrolling up and down. Okay, but your preference, whichever way is easier, do it that way. All right, number 4, we have a fraction, so I'm going to use y equals in the calculator. Okay, I'm going to, again, you're going to put this, I don't want anything there. You want to type this in just like it looks. So negative, and then I have a fraction, 3 over 2x plus 2. So it looks the same. Yes, I hit second graph. And now, again, I want to go find these x values right here, and then write in the y values that my calculator tells me. Pretty simple. So I start with -2, so I'm going to go up. So x is -2, y is 5. 0 and 2, 2, -1, and 4, -4. So if you use the calculator for this whole assignment, at least this first part, it's very quick, very easy. And look, there's really no work to show on these if you're using that, which is fine. Okay. But if you don't show your work and you get the answer incorrect, it'd be really hard for me to help you. So it just depends on what you want to do. Even if you use the calculator and you write it out and then type it in and just do that, that's the same thing, but at least that shows me and yourself for later, oh, that's what I did. That's how I got that answer. All right, number 5. Okay, again, easy one. I'm just going to write these out. So I guess I'll do it. I'll write it out on the left, and I'll type it in on the right because the ones on the right have all the fractions. The ones on the left do not. Okay, so I have y equals, right, -x plus 1. So then all of these equals, you know, all of those. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start with negative parentheses because my x, right? I replace x, I use parentheses. To me, it's just easier to see. So now where x is supposed to be, I'm going to put these numbers there instead. So -3, -1, 0, and 4. Okay. And then, of course, don't forget your +1 on all of these. Now look, I wrote it all out, but if you're worried or nervous or you're not confident about negatives, especially when you have all these different ones that are negative, 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 positive, right? You can certainly type all of these in the calculator either way, just to check yourself. And hold on. And we're back. Well, dang, the video pauses. You all don't have any wait time. Never mind. I've been gone for a little bit. Okay, so on here, like I said, I wrote it all out, but then I can also go ahead and type it in just in case, because I know it's just, you know, adding, subtracting, and then but you got a bunch of negatives, and if you're unsure or you don't like negatives, that's okay. I can type all of these into here in my calculator just to make sure my answer is right. And I can type it in just like this. So I have negative, parentheses, -3 plus 1. And I get 4. Okay. Negative, parentheses, -1 plus 1. 2. Negative, parentheses, 0 plus 1 is 1. And last one, negative, parentheses, 4 plus 1, -3. And we're done. So see, even writing it out, it doesn't take that long. And on these, you're only typing in 4 numbers, so it's not bad. On the STAR test, if anything, it'll just say which table matches the function, or it might say fill in. You might have one missing. It'll say which, which one is that, or what's the y. Or you could even have one like this, and it says which one, or if you plugged in 3 or whatever, if x is 3, what's y? So you have to know they try and trick you on a lot of things. All right, this one has a fraction, so I'm going to go ahead and type it in. Y equals, delete. So 1 minus alpha y equals enter is my fraction. 1 over 3, and then x. That looks the exact same. That's what I want. So I hit second graph, and I can go find all of these x values in my table and write my answer. So my first one is -3, that's 2, 0, 1, 3, 0, and 6, -1. That was pretty easy. And to the next one. We only got 2 left on this page. Then you get to do to the next page, so that's nice. All right, again, I'm going to write all these out just so you can see it both ways, and then whichever way you want to do, or you can mix them like I did on the last one, that's fine. So I have -4x plus 3, which means all of these are equals, okay? I have -4 parentheses on each one. And I replace x with my x values it tells me to. So 0, 1, 2, and 3. And then my plus 3 at the end. All right. Now again, you might be good at the multiplying, right? 4 times 1, 2, 3, 0, that's easy. And then you're probably good at adding 3 to a number. You just got to be careful now because you have a negative and then you're adding. So again, if you're ever unsure or not confident, you just want to make sure you get them right because you're like, I could do this, I just don't want to make a simple mistake. I'm going to go ahead and type all these in. So -4 parentheses, 0 plus 3. I get 3. And then -4 parentheses, 1 plus 3, -1. -4 parentheses, 2 plus 3, -5. And -4 parentheses, 3 plus 3 is -9. Pretty sweet. I like that. And that's it for 7. All right, last one on this page, and then you get to flip to the next one. So this one has a fraction. I'm going to go ahead and do y equals, type this in. I have 5 minus 1 over 2x. Okay, that looks the same. I would always double check before you go second graph because you could very easily type something in wrong, go right to your table, and then start writing in all the wrong answers. And your silly mistake could be that you just typed in, like I did, a 3 instead of a 2. Okay, I probably would not have noticed. I mean, I would have noticed something's wrong just because I know what it's supposed to be. But if you don't know, you probably won't notice, and then you'll get it wrong for no reason. Okay, so always check it first, second graph, and I can write in my y values once I find my x values. So -2 and 6, 0, 5, 2, 4. Oh, this one looks like it's going down by 1. 4, 3. Sweet. All right, and we're done. Look at that. Done with the first page. So this is the end of this video.